Hello everyone. Another week here at Authentica Wines. Have a few things that we want to talk to you about. If you missed the newsletter last week, it's because we didn't do one. We took a little time off for ourselves. But we're back, ready for action right now. It's the height of rosé season. As you see, I have a little bit of Bandol out here from Domaine Tempier to tempt you. But I really want to talk about the Tiburon from Clos-Sabon in Provence, which every year, this is one of my absolute favorite rosés. It's known as a savory family. It's from the savory family of rosé, which is to say, the flavors here are not simply fruity and charming and all that, although there is that to it. They have savory aspects to them. Salinity, a certain earthiness, a lot of bottom and base notes in this rosé, if you will. And the reason for that is the process by which it's made and the tradition here at Clos-Sabon. The grape is Tiburon, which is an old grape of Provence that most other people tore out in favor of Grenache, which is higher yielding and easier to deal with. But Clos-Sabon chose never to do that. These wines are also, part of them are fermented under a layer of yeast like flor, almost like sherry is done. So it's slightly oxidized style, but not in a way that's obnoxious in any way. It just adds incredible layers of complexity and impact to this wine. You can tell by the color of this wine, there's a lot more going on. It's a salmon, almost orange sort of appearance. In the nose, there's just so much going on in this wine. There's all the red fruits, but there's also some herbal qualities, some garrigue that you find from the hills in Provence and roundabout. There's also this wonderful saline, as I mentioned, earthy kind of tone to this wine that really anchors all those bright fruit flavors that are in it. Great acidity to this wine. And you'll notice this wine is, opposed to most thinking on rosés, it's a 2018 vintage, so this is the current release of this wine. Belies the fact that, or the false common knowledge, or which passes for knowledge, that rosé should be drunk right away is what I'm trying to say. Really wonderful textures in this wine, a lot of lasting power. There's cranberry, there's rose hips, there's blood orange, there's lovely lavender notes, crushed raspberries, and I mean, the finish just continues to go on and on and on. This is a great wine with albacore, which is in the market right now. Anything with garlic, that sort of thing. I think this wine, in its own way, gives this wine a run for its money. And it's always a highlight when this wine comes out. It's not cheap. It's a lot cheaper than Tempier, which, by the way, I had a small allocation this year. It's $56, the same price, and you find it on Kermit's website. We can't do anything other than that. The Clos-Sabon is $36.95, so with a discount it gets it down close to $30. And I think it's really a heck of a wine. It's worth every bit of that. And it's these are fantastic food wines, these savory rosés. Okay, so that's the Clos-Sabon. The other thing I wanted to talk about this week is one of my favorite Pinot Noir producers, Jay Christopher. This is his Volcanique bottling that he's done. Jay is a really outstanding producer. I remember driving to Portland in the early days, and Jay's wife worked at a market up there in Northwest Portland, and she would take the wine to work with her, and we'd meet in the parking lot. It was like an illicit drug deal or something. And I'd buy the wine directly from them and haul it all the way back down to Eugene. That's how much I like this guy's wines, how long I followed him. The Volcanique is wonderful. He's seen some investment in recent years, and he's got a brand new winery. He's doing really, really well. He did everything else kind of on a shoestring before, but now he's really on a roll. He's teamed up with Ernst Lewsen of Germany. I'm not sure if that's still going, but whatever. Nice new winery. This bottling is the 2016 Volcanique. Volcanique is a barrel selection of all of his favorite Red Hills sites. It's made to be drunk early. See, this is a beautiful color on this wine. Lovely ruby garnet, that just fantastic hue you get from Red Hills Pinot Noir very often. And it's got a classic nose, that dusty rose, that red fruit, beautiful black cherry. Jay's wines are seamless, all of them. I don't care what level they're at. They're just seamless from the start, from the entry all the way to the finish. Really well crafted wines. This is one of the best winemakers in Oregon of Pinot Noir. Consistently year in and year out. And its pricing is wonderful too. This wine is $34.95, and so with a discount it gets it down towards $30 in that general vicinity. And 2016 is a rich, fat vintage. This is a lovely wine. I'm going to drink this tonight, in fact, the rest of this bottle. That's really nice. Okay, now for something entirely different. We're always looking for things for our pandemic boxes. And by the way, we're going to do a really terrific pandemic box this week that's going to have white, rosé, and red in it. So it's a great combination. And this is one of the wines that's going to be in there. It's a Spanish wine from Alicante. And you don't see a lot of wines from that area down towards Valencia. It's made from Mourvedre, which is the typical grape down there. You'll find Mourvedre is a blending grape in a lot of Mediterranean regions. Southern France, you'll find it in the Rhone area. But we thought this was just such a great value for what it is. And this time of the year, this is a wonderful wine with barbecue, grilled things, casual suppers outside on the deck. Great, great color here. This is a project that is put together by one of our favorite Spanish importers and winemakers. He really has his finger on the pulse of a lot of these great properties, and he's an excellent marketer in terms of getting the wines here and getting people to make very modern style in a good way, clean, well-drinking wines for not a lot of money. So this has tons of fruit. The tannins are fairly gentle, but they're still there. There's good acidity here, which oftentimes in this super hot part of Spain is not the case. There's nothing funky or strange like you'll find in some old Spanish wineries. This is very modern in style, super clean winemaking. This is a really, really nice wine. Lots of plum, dark red fruits, a little bit of coffee, and really good acidity. This would be great with a burger, grilled chicken, whatever you want to do this time of the year. And charcuterie just sitting out. And if you made a pretty bold paella, by bold I mean, you know, lots of chorizo and things like that in it, this would be just the ticket. Okay, so those are the ones we're tasting today. But I do want to mention a couple of other wines. You'll see a lot of white burgundies on the table right now. This is kind of a focus of mine. It always has been, but I have many, many customers who are really wired into these wines, so I'm constantly looking for really good values. Sylvain Langereau is a wonderful producer. This is a Merceau from a little tiny village called Blangy, which is one of the tiniest villages in Merceau. And the vineyard is La Pièce sous les Bois. And this is a famous vineyard made famous by Domaine Laflave, their Le Pisse sous la Bois is $190 when it's first released. I have some older vintages downstairs that sell for $225, $235. This wine is $74.95. This is a great deal, a great Burgundy from a great property. I also have their Chichania from the Terre vineyard, and that's a lot less money. It's down in the $54.95 range, but that's a great price for a really quality white Burgundy. This is a preface leading up to the wine that's coming in tomorrow, which is a rare bird. It's a white Sauvignon Le Bon from Domaine du Prieur, which is just now available in the market. It hasn't been here before. And that wine is going to be debuting at $38.95. Got great reviews in Allen Meadows Berghout and all that sort of thing. Anyway, $38.95, Sauvignon Le Bon Blanc, keep that in mind. And also, if you're into white Burgundy, this is the place to come. And we have an especially good selection right now. I'm putting together a case for a couple of people of several of these wines, a combination case. If that's something that interests you, please get in touch with me and let me know. These wines are in very short supply. They sell out quickly. Okay, so we got the rosé, the Great Tiburon Rosé. We've got the Volcanique. We've got our pandemic boxes featuring the wonderful Spanish wine from Alicante. And I think that's just about it for this week, folks. And thank you so much for your continuing support. We really appreciate all of you and hope you all stay safe out there this week. Okay, hope to see you soon. Thanks.